Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about body language, our use of it, and the fact that they know that we're a different species. They know that we are not dogs, they're not humans, they're not cats and vice versa, rabbits, vice versa, every other animal. They know that they are different because they are non-verbal communicators, and their attention to detail when watching body language is so acute, so detailed that they know that we communicate differently. What we've got to remember, guys, is that when a dog is greeting somebody new and has no prior learnt experience, the first thing they want is information, and that information to be reassuring that they are not a threat. Survival says, treat everything and everyone as a threat until they can be sure otherwise. Our big frontal lobes of our brain allow us to normalize and gather so much information, which a dog doesn't have the same cognitive ability. So we've got to bear that in mind when a dog's greeting somebody else. And that's what we're talking about when we're socializing and habituating. We're trying to normalize it and make sure that they perceive that we're not threats, whether that be other animals, people, children, people of different skin tone. We're trying to normalize as much as possible so that they don't perceive them as threats. That's all socializing really is making everything normal. It's not about play, but socializing for another video. Now, we've seen people try to use dog body language in an attempt to communicate with them before, but again, it's fundamentally flawed because they know the difference. For example, we've seen people lip lick and yawn in an attempt to communicate that they are not stressed, show appeasement the way a dog might. It doesn't work. The RSPCA tried it. They had like kennels and they had all their staff running around going, oh, that's my yawn apparently. Doesn't work, it made no difference. We also see people try to apply it when thinking about linear hierarchy, when they're like, assert yourself or show submission. Not that people get taught to show submission, but you know, there's a lot of dickheads out there training, assert your dominance. That theory's well outdated. Please go and watch one of our videos on dominance theory if you want to argue with that. That's not for here. And yeah, it's really important to just be normal when you're communicating. What we've got to remember is that dogs they build relationships through trust. Their goal is to build happy relationships around those individuals that they enjoy their company with. And if you are in my space, don't be a threat. That comes down to trust, essentially. And trust is earned through listening. And that's really important because we've got to listen to our dogs. And also when we're taking them out, we've got to make sure that they're in a frame of mind that they can process information, be calm enough to process information. But what we're going to talk about today is us listening to them. Because when we greet them, if we overimpose, if we get right up in their grill really early, we haven't listened to a word they said. And then we'll give them a chance to think or speak. So we're going to get a weird reaction. Just like that stranger on the street giving free hugs without a sign. Nobody wants to come across that guy because you don't even know he's coming. It's weird. Get out of dogs' faces. Don't be too intense with your body language. Eye contact is extremely tense in any species. Intense eye contact is unnerving and straight away says, I do not trust you. And so you don't have to, again, I'll admit, you don't have to win the eye contact battle with your dog. And at the same time, don't be too weird and rigid and nervous. Don't get away from me. You're nervous, and so then unpredictable and unstable. So the dog is going to be inclined to not trust you so much. Remember that dogs don't have the ability to know your intention when you're greeting them. That lack of theory of mind. Plus, they're non-verbal communicators, so you going towards them explaining, it's okay, I'm friendly, it's me, you know me. Hey, that stuff's weird for dogs. Think about it. If you take away me knowing how you feel about coming towards me and the ability to communicate verbally, look at the body language on that. It's very fucking intense. Think about it before you go into a dog space like that. It's really fucking intense. Hands. We manipulate the world with our hands. We trap dogs with our hands. Some people hit dogs with their hands. Hands are one of the main things your dog will watch because they're going to influence them. Our hands play a big part in our non-verbal communication, and the dogs know it. and they're going to watch it, and lots of dogs can be wary of hands. So again, we talk about letting the dog come to you to greet you, because they know that you're not a dog. I mean, you don't see dogs wary of dogs' paws because they know that they don't use them in the same way. You see dogs wary of cats because they use eye contact in a deep staring manner. It's weird and intimidating, because the dogs are scared of cats because of it. And if you notice that your dog is wary of it, increase the distance. Or say for example, let's give you an example. Like, how many times have we heard, oh, you know, my dog won't leave Sarah alone. Sarah's scared of dogs. I don't know why he likes her so much. He doesn't. Sarah is giving weird body language, and now your dog is information seeking. He's receiving information that makes him unsettled. So then he needs more to feel comfortable again. Now, if he gets too close, he makes Sarah uncomfortable. So then she gives him more weird feedback. And then he gets weirder. And that makes Sarah weirder. And the same thing happens with our dogs, guys. So dogs interacting, if they're both in a weird frame of mind, they're going to get weird feedback and they're not going to trust one another. Eye contact and body language. You don't need to be looking there to say hello. Let Sarah sit on the sofa. Let the dog just sit on one side of the room, and let one of the dogs sit on one side of the room, and let your dog observe, either whether it be the dog or whether it be Sarah on the sofa. Further away your dog is from Sarah, the less stressful that dog is. The closer I am to Sarah, that dog is to Sarah, the more stimulating she is, the less he can think and the less he can process information. So create enough distance so you can see her and go, ah, yeah, right. That body language I was finding weird a minute ago is actually her just trying to avoid conflicts and avoid tension. She just wants to feel comfortable. He's also learning that this is that over here I can be more comfortable. It's win-win. You don't need to go and force friends. Nobody bloody is friends with that friend. Nobody likes being forced friends. That's just weird as hell. Children is another one. You know, children move differently to adults. They change direction, like random as hell. They'll be running in one way, boom, the other way. Wave their arms around while they're bloody running. They go up and down in pitch. They start crying. Babies, they smell different. I mean, it's how many children and babies have your dog been exposed to? You're not thinking, oh God, you're like, I've got to intimidate you because, you know, I've got to be the pack leader of you because you're a juvenile. They're going, you're weird as hell, mate. I've never seen you before. I don't trust you. I need information to feel okay again. Information brings clarity. Clarity brings comfort. They're trying to make themselves comfortable, guys. And when it comes to dogs that have been aggressive to a certain thing, that doesn't mean they're going to be aggressive to every other thing as well. Look, sure, like if he's practiced aggression on, then there's a chance that he could be aggressive in the future to something else, but that is true of any dog. But for what we get a lot of is just because a dog's been aggressive to another dog, he's then going to be aggressive to children or adults. It's not the case. Like, we've worked with hundreds of dogs, thousands of dogs that are dog aggressive and not human aggressive and not a danger to the child. So use your common sense on that one. You know, he can tell the difference. He is logical, especially if he is kept calm and he's thinking about it. So yeah, just remember, guys, be normal with your body language. Don't be overly invasive. Don't be ultra weird, and if you are, make yourself comfortable, and keep your dog in a frame of mind when you're taking him out to be able to read others' information, and he will be a lot happier for it, and so will everyone around him.